Yes, the King is facing his third day in hospital today after undergoing surgery on his prostate.
Yeah, the Queen arrived at the London clinic in central London yesterday. She was there for about 3 hours. It's her third visit to her husband during his stay. Well, she's gone every day.
Quite right, too.
As you would.
Yes. It's the same hospital, we of course know, where the Princess of Wales is still being cared for following her abdominal surgery.
Let's talk to former royal correspondent for The Sun, Charles Rae. Good to see you this morning, Charles. I tell you what, we were saying this yesterday, actually. We almost seem surprised that the royal family are behaving like, well,
a family.
Well, that's very true, Steve. Good morning, both of you. It's very true. Normally, we don't see royals turn up at a hospital when one of them's in hospital, apart from occasionally the Queen visited Prince Philip in one of his longest stays in hospital. But it's nice to see that they are behaving as they always are, like normal people. And I think this is showing the way the royal family is now. And isn't it great to see a united royal family instead of the bickering that's been going on behind the scenes involving Prince Andrew, Harry and Meghan and so forth? So it's really great to see that. And, you know, Camilla's there and she's visiting her husband. And, of course, they both went to see the Princess of Wales before his operation.
Yes, as we say, behaving normally. I suppose the other thing this all reminds us is that they're vulnerable to the same things we are too. King Charles been very brave in being so open about the fact that he has got prostate problems. Princess of Wales still in hospital. And then terribly, sadly, to hear that Fergie, the Duchess of York, is now facing skin cancer on top of the breast cancer she's already had to deal with.
That is very sad, and you know, hopefully that she'll be able to recover from that. But the fact that the King himself has come out and given the information about the prostate cancer has certainly helped the charities involved with with prostate cancer, because a number of men have literally got up off their bottoms and, you know, found out a bit more about it and contacted their doctors as well. So it's a very, very good thing that he's done. And let's not forget as well, royals did not tell us what's really going on.
No, well, no, we don't normally get that sort of information. But you talk a lot about the royals having soft power, and this is a prime example of it, isn't it? Actually, the King having a real impact by his being open, and the fact we're seeing them behave in a way we're not necessarily used to, is all changing our perception, I think, a little bit, at least, of them and of their role in society. It all seems very positive.
You know, those critics that really don't like the royal family, you'll never change their minds. They're always going to be there. But I think you're actually right, Stephen. I think more people will have sympathy with the royals, because they may be blue blood, so to speak, but they're just exactly the same as the rest of us. They suffer from the same problems, and they suffer from the same health problems as well. So it's really, I think an awful lot of people will look at it and think, yeah, this is not too bad. I mean, the thing is, of course, you've got to remember that the King is a workaholic, and he will be wanting to get back very, very quickly to doing all sorts of things, like looking at his documents, having various meetings. And it's going to be a big job for the Queen to sort of tell him, look, you know, slow down, you've got to take it easy, because he's facing 3 to 4 weeks, you know, of recuperation before you could say he's really back on his feet.
Yeah, and apparently, according to friends and family, Camilla sees that as her job half the time, is just trying to get him to slow down.
Yes, she once joked that the only way she could get him to stop working was maybe holding a big placard up in front of his desk and say, "Stop working," you know, because he does get down to it, and he puts in a tremendous amount of time and work behind the scenes. We only see him when he's at official duties, but behind the scenes, he's got all sorts of paperwork. He's writing letters. He's got various meetings, Zoom meetings, various people coming to see him, and sometimes he's well into late at night before he's finished.
It's a heck of a thing, especially when you think he's not a young man in that sense. Charles, as always, it's really good to get your insight.
Look after yourselves.
Thank you. We ought to point out, actually, that Buckingham Palace say that King Charles's prostate problem is not cancer.
No.
They've
it's
made that very
enlarged.
plain. Yeah. So just in case you were worried there.
But you need to, need to check out your.
You've got to check out your bits. Yes, absolutely.
I wonder if it's going to be a little bit. Does it take a long recovery time?
Well, it depends what he's had done. I don't really know.
It'll be a little bit uncomfortable. But anyway,
I'll bet the Queen is quite pleased that he's actually agreed to go into hospital and stay there for a few days, because at least then they won't let him work that hard.
I don't know. Well, maybe not that hard. I bet he's having papers.
He'll have his red
things.
box, won't he? But,
yeah.
But the doctors and nurses, they're quite strict. They won't let him work that hard.
Right. Oh, that sounds quite nice. I'm not a workaholic. Let me just
No,
point
me
that out.
either.